I am very excited because today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious coconut chocolate banana bread. And there's no eggs, so if you don't have any, don't worry about it, because I got you covered with this recipe. It is moist. I know some people don't like that word, but listen, come on. This is moist and it's delicious. So enough talking, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is not preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. No, you want to create your flax egg. So you're going to grab 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds and about 2 to 3 tablespoons of warm water. Put them in a little cup, mix them up and set them aside. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, and now you can preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, as I said 20 seconds ago. And let's keep rolling, shall we? Now that that's out of the way, let's start with the dry ingredients. All right, so we're gonna start with 2 cups of flour. Now all the ingredients you'll find on my website, so you can check that out with all the measurements and everything. So go there and find what you need. 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then just a little pinchy pinch of salt, about 1/4 teaspoon. Whisk that up. Let's move on to the wet. So, what are we making? Banana bread, exactly. So you want bananas that really have a strong flavor. So these are my bananas, as you can see there. I just pulled them out of the oven. I'll show you. Now, if yours look like mine, because I just bought them, but if yours, of course, look like this, they're still kind of green. They're fine. They have a banana flavor, obviously, because they're bananas, but they're not as sweet as they could be. So put yours, if you want, put yours into the oven at 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. They will come out like this, have a very sweet, caramelized, beautiful banana flavor. Now, this recipe calls for 3 bananas, and then I'm just going to mash these up into a pulp, basically. And then we'll start adding in the other ingredients. Does that sound good to you? And in just a few seconds, you have baby food. Next, we're gonna add in 2 sugars. I am using 1/3 cup of white and 1/3 cup of brown. Now, I often use coconut and date sugar because they add to that caramelized flavor. It's really great. So feel free to go ahead and make some substitutions. Then I'm gonna add in the egg, which I hope you haven't forgotten about it, because you can see it's all like thick. It's taking about 30 years to come out. That's what you're looking for. You're gonna add that in there, your flax egg. Delicioso. 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1/2 cup of almond milk. Now, I also made a mistake. I said it was 1/2 and 1/2 of the sugars. It was, sorry, I said 1/3 of both, I think. It's 1/4 of the white, and then 1/3 of the brown sugar. And finally, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, because vanilla makes everything better. Make sure everything's fully incorporated, especially the oil and the milk. And then we have something not so appetizing, but it will be soon. We have brought back in the dry ingredients. Now we're going to add in the wet, all of it, all at once. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna mix, obviously, but we're not going to mix until everything's fully incorporated, because we are going to divide the batter into 2 so that we can add some chocolate. So we're gonna leave it just like that. There's still lots of flour hanging about. That is a-okay. So I'm just gonna take, oh geez, I don't know, maybe a quarter or so of the batter and add it to the other bowl, and then add some Dutch processed cocoa powder. It's deep, it's dark, it's rich. It's delicious. I'm gonna use the whisk for this one, and then when we add the coconut to the other half, I'll just use a spatula. Now, because we're adding some dry to this batter, you're going to need about 2 tablespoons of almond milk, or whatever milk you're using. we'll start with a tablespoon, see how that goes. Okay, we'll do 2. We'll do the full 2, I can see it. And everything can now be fully incorporated. Do make sure to scrape the bottom of the bowl so that you don't miss any of that goodness. To this one now, we're gonna add in our shredded coconut. Just dump it right in. Don't have to add any extra liquid, that is fine. And of course, like with the chocolate side, you can fully incorporate everything now and scrape the bottom of the bowl. Inside my lovely bread pan, I have added a line of parchment paper going lengthways of the bread pan. So now, the fun part. Get a spoon, and we're just going to add dollops of each batter all around the pan until we're done. This is gonna go into the oven for about 60 to 70 minutes. Like I said, at 350 degrees, assuming you remembered to preheat your oven. If you didn't, you gotta wait a little bit of time, but that's okay. This is totally worth it. So for scientific purposes, I have to taste it, you know, make sure everything's okay, and yeah. Yeah, it's okay. All right, so let me know what you think about this recipe in the comments below. Let me know what else you'd like to see me make on the channel, because it's all about you and me creating beauty. All right, let me know in the comments below. And until the next video, bye.